Welcome to HD Coins World. Are you sitting on a fortune in your change jar? Today, we're diving into one of the most intriguing coins in American numismatics, the 1944 wheat penny. You won't believe how much this small, seemingly ordinary copper coin can be worth, and why collectors are willing to pay big bucks to own one. The story of the 1944 wheat penny starts during one of the most critical periods in U.S. history, World War II. In 1943, due to a severe copper shortage, the U.S. Mint made an unprecedented change. They produced pennies from zinc-coated steel to save copper for the war effort. These steel pennies became notorious for rusting and being confused with dimes, leading to considerable dissatisfaction among the public. Fast forward to 1944. The Mint reversed course and resumed copper production, but not just any copper. The pennies minted that year were made from recycled ammunition shell casings left over from military use. These copper alloy coins, known as shell case pennies, still contain trace amounts of tin, giving them a slightly different composition from pre-war cents. The result? A unique penny with a historical connection to the wartime effort. Now, let's talk about the Denver Mint. The D Mint mark below the date signifies it was struck in Denver. Out of the three mints that produced pennies in 1944, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, the Denver Mint was the second highest producer, minting over 430 million coins. But despite the high mintage, some specific variations and errors make this coin highly desirable and, in some cases, incredibly valuable. So, what makes the 1944 wheat penny so special and valuable to collectors? Let's dive into the details. One of the most sought-after variations is the 1944 steel penny. Yes, you've heard that right. A few steel planchets from the previous year accidentally found their way into the 1944 production run at the Denver Mint. This error resulted in an extremely rare hybrid, a 1944 penny made of steel instead of copper. To a collector, finding one of these is like discovering buried treasure. These steel 1944 pennies are virtually priceless, with only a handful known to exist. But that's not all. The most common error found in the 1944 wheat penny is the famous doubled die. This error occurs when the die used to strike the coin accidentally impresses the design twice, slightly out of alignment. As a result, you might notice doubling on the date, the mint mark, or even the lettering, especially in words like liberty or in God we trust. Careful examination with a magnifying glass can reveal this doubling, and if you happen to own one, you're looking at a significantly more valuable coin. There's also a lesser known but equally fascinating error called the repunched mint mark, or RPM. This happens when the mint mark was stamped twice in slightly different positions, creating a shadow effect. These RPM pennies are not as valuable as steel errors or doubled dies, but they still draw the attention of collectors, especially when the error is clear and prominent. Collectors are captivated by these errors, but that's not the only reason they're so passionate about this coin. Condition plays a huge role. The most valuable 1944 wheat pennies are those that remain in excellent, uncirculated condition. The crisp details, reddish-brown color, and luster are all factors that can push the value through the roof. Coins that have never been in circulation or have been meticulously preserved are considered gems. Collectors appreciate the challenge of finding a 1944 in pristine condition, and when they do, they know they've got something truly special. Let's take a moment to appreciate why coin collectors are so passionate about these pennies. It's not just about the monetary value, it's the thrill of the hunt, the excitement of finding a coin with a story, and the knowledge that they're holding a small piece of American history. The 1944 wheat penny represents resilience and ingenuity during a challenging time, and that story alone makes it priceless to many collectors. Now, I have a quick question for you. Have you ever found a rare wheat penny in your pocket change or coin jar? Let us know in the comments below. And now, the moment of truth. How much are these rare coins worth? The value of the 1944 wheat penny can vary significantly depending on the error and condition. In circulated condition, these coins can still fetch respectable amounts, but the real excitement lies in the rare error coins and those in mint state. The incredibly rare 1944 steel penny, if authenticated and in good condition, has fetched around $64,000 at auction. But if you're lucky enough to find one in top-notch, uncirculated condition, you could be looking at an astonishing $127,000. Can you imagine that? A simple penny turning into such a massive fortune. That's why coin collectors and enthusiasts never stop searching. You never know when you might strike gold, or in this case, copper. Thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1944 Dewey penny, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to HD Coins World, and ring the bell for more captivating stories about rare coins. Happy collecting! Number 2. Are you sitting on a fortune in your change jar? Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in American numismatics, the 1941 Dewey penny. This seemingly modest copper coin could be worth a small fortune, and today, we'll uncover why collectors are willing to pay big bucks for this rare piece. The 1941 Dewey penny is a true gem for collectors and coin enthusiasts alike. It's not just a piece of change, it's a story from the past, a piece of history struck at the Denver Mint during an era when America was on the brink of entering World War II. The Denver Mint marked these pennies with a small d under the date, signifying their origin. While millions of 1941 Dewey pennies were produced, most of them circulated heavily, losing their original shine and detail over time. But some rare and valuable examples have managed to survive in exceptional condition, making them incredibly desirable to collectors. One reason this coin stands out is its distinctive design. On the obverse, we have the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse features 2 wheat ears, symbolizing prosperity, framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. This classic design makes the wheat penny series a favorite among collectors, and the 1941 D is no exception. So, why are these pennies considered so rare and valuable? The answer lies in a combination of condition, errors, and collector appeal. While circulated 1941 D pennies are relatively common, finding one in near-perfect mint state is a different story. Coins with a brilliant, lustrous red hue and no signs of wear are exceptionally rare, and these high-grade examples are the ones that command top dollar. Now, let's dive into what really excites collectors: mint errors. One of the most intriguing errors seen on the 1941 Dewey penny is the repunched mint mark, or RPM. This occurs when the D mint mark was accidentally struck twice, creating a slightly doubled appearance. If you examine the mint mark carefully with a magnifying glass, you might notice this subtle but valuable detail. Coins exhibiting this error are highly prized because they capture a moment of minting imperfection. Another error that can make this coin extraordinarily valuable is the doubled die. This happens when the die itself is struck twice, leading to noticeable doubling on the coin's date, lettering, or other features. Finding a 1941 Dewey penny with a double die error is like hitting the jackpot: rare, unexpected, and immensely rewarding. Collectors are captivated not just by the errors but also by the coin's overall condition. Uncirculated coins with their original reddish luster are the most sought after. These coins, often called red wheat pennies, shine brilliantly even after decades. On the other hand, coins that appear brown or have lost their luster are far less valuable. Finding one in mint state, with sharp details and vibrant color, is every collector's dream. Another key factor in value is the eye appeal of the coin. Coins with even the slightest scratches, dents, or signs of handling lose significant value. That's why collectors often protect these coins in special holders or cases to preserve their pristine condition. So, why do collectors pay so much for this coin? It's all about the thrill of finding a rare piece in extraordinary condition. The 1941 Dewey penny represents a tangible link to the past, and owning one in top quality is like holding history in your hand. Collectors value not just the metal, but the story, rarity, and beauty of the coin itself. Before we reveal the stunning price, here's a quick question for you. Have you ever found a rare wheat penny in your collection? Share your story in the comments below. And now, the moment you've been waiting for: the price. In circulated condition, the 1941 Dewey penny can be worth around $28,400. But if you happen to have one in excellent, uncirculated condition, the value can skyrocket to an astounding $120,000. Imagine discovering one of these treasures in your change jar or coin collection. That's why collectors never stop searching. You never know when your next coin find might be worth a fortune. Thanks a lot for watching. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to HD Coins World for more incredible stories about rare and valuable coins. Happy collecting! Number 3. Are you sitting on a fortune in your change jar? Today, we're exploring a true numismatic treasure, the 1945 wheat penny. This little copper coin might seem ordinary at first glance, but it could be worth a small fortune. Collectors everywhere are on the lookout for this coin, and today, we'll reveal why some of these pennies are so valuable and how you can spot one that's worth big bucks. The story of the 1945 wheat penny begins at the end of a turbulent period in history, World War II. With the war coming to a close, the United States Mint resumed regular production of pennies made from copper and zinc. While most coins from that year are considered common, some special features and rare errors make certain 1945 wheat pennies truly stand out. Why do collectors love the 1945 wheat penny? It's all about the combination of rarity, errors, and remarkable condition. Even though millions were minted, finding a high-grade 1945 penny today can be surprisingly difficult. Most of them circulated for decades, picking up wear and losing their original luster. But some, preserved carefully or struck with unique errors, have become hot items among collectors. One of the first things to look for is the color and condition. The most valuable 1945 wheat pennies are those with a red designation, indicating they have retained their original copper color and shine. These coins exhibit a beautiful reddish glow under light, making them especially appealing to collectors. Coins that have turned brown or show signs of heavy use are generally less valuable. Now, let's dive into what really excites coin enthusiasts: the errors. One of the most fascinating errors seen on some 1945 wheat pennies is the double die error. This occurs when the coin is struck twice by the die, creating a noticeable doubling of the date, lettering, or even Lincoln's profile. Imagine spotting a penny where Liberty, or In God We Trust, appears doubled. That's a major find. Another interesting error to watch for is the repunched mint mark (RPM). This happens when the mint mark, often a D or S for Denver or San Francisco, is stamped more than once in slightly different positions. This minor mistake during production can make a big difference when it comes to value. If you see what looks like a shadow behind the mint mark, you could be holding a rare RPM variety. While errors make the coin highly collectible, the condition also plays a massive role. Uncirculated examples that have been carefully stored or kept in coin albums are particularly desirable. Coins with minimal scratches, no signs of corrosion, and sharp, well-defined details will always command higher prices. The thrill of owning a 1945 wheat penny in excellent condition comes not only from its potential value but also from the pride of possessing a beautifully preserved piece of history. Imagine holding a coin that survived the post-war era looking almost as flawless as the day it was minted. Collectors are passionate about these pieces because they represent both quality craftsmanship and a link to the past. Now, why do collectors pay so much for this coin? The combination of era varieties, condition, and historical significance drives demand. Some collectors are focused on assembling complete sets, while others hunt specifically for high-grade examples or era coins. Regardless of their collecting goals, finding a rare 1945 penny in top condition feels like striking gold. Before we reveal the jaw-dropping price, here's a quick question for you. Have you ever found a 1945 wheat penny in your collection or pocket change? Share your discovery in the comments below. We'd love to hear your story. And now, the moment you've been waiting for: the value of this sought-after coin. In circulated condition, a rare 1945 wheat penny can fetch around $22,000. But if you happen to own one in excellent, uncirculated condition, its value can soar to an astonishing $112,000. Imagine discovering one of these incredible coins in your collection. That's why coin collectors never give up the search. You never know when a little copper penny could change your life. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to HD Coins World for more exciting stories from the world of rare coins. Happy collecting!